King Solomon didn't build the temple with thousands of workers over 7 years. He commanded 72 demons by name to cut the stones, carry the materials, and construct God's house in complete silence using a magical worm that could split rock. At least that's what the ancient texts claim. Now, this is one of the most controversial legends in Western esotericism, and the texts describing it directly contradict the biblical account, yet people have believed both versions for thousands of years. So the biblical book of 1 King says Solomon conscripted 30,000 workers from Israel, plus 70,000 laborers and 80,000 stonecutters. It took 7 years of human effort. No magic, no demons, just magic, human organization, and skill. And this is the Orthodox version that Jews and Christians accept as historical. But then, there are the other texts. The Testament of Solomon, written somewhere between the 1st and 5th centuries CE, tells a completely different story. It describes how Solomon received a magic ring from the archangel Michael. The ring was engraved with a seal, a pentagram, or a hexagram depending on the version, and it gave Solomon absolute authority over demons and spirits. Now, when he spoke a demon's true name while wearing the ring, that demon had no choice but to obey. And according to the Testament, Solomon used this ring to bind the demon Orneus, who had been tormenting a worker's son by stealing his wages and sucking out his life force. Solomon commanded Orneus to submit and then forced him to bring Beelzebul, the prince of demons. One by one, Solomon summoned all 72 demons of the Goetic hierarchy and interrogated each one about their powers and weaknesses and then forced them to labor on the temple. Now, each demon had a specific role. Asmodeus, the demon of lust and wrath, was bound with chains and forced to cut stones using his supernatural strength. Orneus shaped gold and precious metals for the temple's decorations. Beelzebul supervised the other demons as foremen. Now, the Testament describes Solomon literally enslaving the entire demonic hierarchy to build God's dwelling place, using evil to construct holiness. But here's the detail that makes it legendary. Jewish Talmudic texts mention the shamir, a magical worm or substance that could cut through stone without making a sound. This part actually connects to the biblical account, because 1 King specifically says that the temple was built with stone prepared at the quarry so that neither hammer nor axe nor any iron tool was heard in the house while it was being built. No metal tools allowed in the sacred space. It would profane it. So how do you cut massive stone blocks without tools? The rabbis always said, the shamir. Now, according to the Talmud and later the Testament of Solomon, this creature or force existed since creation, and it could cut the hardest stone with a glance or touch, and Solomon obtained it through supernatural means. Some versions say the shamir was a worm kept in a lead box wrapped in wool. Others say it was a green stone with etching properties. Now, this is where the biblical text and the magical text actually overlap. Both agree that no metal was used, but they disagree on why and how. Now, why people would believe the demonic version over the Bible? Several reasons. First, the Testament of Solomon was incredibly popular in early Christianity and circulated widely, even though it never made it into the biblical canon.